So talk to me about, oh dear, let's talk about that guy, Dick Miller.
Okay.
How about that?
Yeah, sounds fun.
Go for it.
I guess I'll start. So that guy, Dick Miller, is that guy, that character actor, Dick Miller, who has been in films since the mid-'50s, I believe, and he's one of those character actors that you see often, or you did see often in films, and you'd always recognize him, but wouldn't necessarily know who he was. He grew up making films. I think he made over 40 films with Roger Corman, films with Martin Scorsese, Jonathan Demme, Joe Dante. In fact, I think he's in all of Joe Dante's films, and many, many other directors. The film not only focuses on his career as a character actor, but also I think goes into the personal side of his story of really trying to break into Hollywood as a writer and having, I don't know how many dozens of screenplays written that have never been made, although some have been made. But his taking acting jobs to feed his family. And but it's a personal story. There's a lot of interviews with he and his wife in current day. The film has great clips and interviews with Roger Corman and many other filmmakers who he worked with over the years. In fact, I think the film is produced by Julie Corman, Roger Corman's wife. But I think it's a nice personal look at this kind of untold story of this character actor, Dick Miller. Most of his films, I shouldn't say most of his films, many of his films are B-movies, genre films that his role could be substantial as the lead, or his role could be, a 5-minute part. And in each of those cases, I think he kind of steals the show.
Absolutely.
But some of his lead roles, I think Bucket of Blood, the Corman film, was one of his early leads. And he even says that that's the film that he's most identified with, where he plays I think a janitor in a beat poet nightclub where he ends up creating some art, and he becomes kind of the high fashion artist, even though his art is created by using corpses of folks that he ends up maybe, I don't know if accidentally killing at first.
I haven't seen the film, but I think that he has killed them. I think that's where it goes.
Yeah. But anyway, that's a role that he's most associated with. But then you see him throughout his career and other things. Yeah,
I mean, for me, I was excited to see this because Dick Miller was in Gremlins. He was the neighbor in Gremlins. And even if I'd never seen Dick Miller in any other films, I would always remember that character.
Yeah.
Always, for the rest of my life. Because it's so iconic and it's so real and it's so it just really makes that film. And you can tell that he's a well-loved actor because of the number of people that got on camera to talk about how great he was. Everybody, anyone he ever worked with, it seemed like, and that's a lot of people, just got on camera right away to go talk about how great this guy was. And the other thing I loved about it, I loved the relationship with his wife. That was a really interesting aspect of the film. They have this kind of argumentative but kind of in a playful way kind of relationship.
Yeah.
And his wife is a little famous as well. Not really famous, but she was in The Graduate, the scene where Benjamin takes Mrs. Robinson has told him, you have to break up with her. You have to make her, you have to make sure this doesn't happen. So he takes her to a strip club.
Yeah.
And the stripper is Dick Miller's wife.
Right.
And so
that's her 15 minutes.
Exactly.
Until now.
Until now, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I love that too. You can tell that there's a loving relationship, but it is, there's a little bit of banging heads together. Yeah. And it seems as though she might have been a driving force in having this documentary made as well.
Absolutely. She answered most of the questions at the Q&A.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
And I think she's also I don't want to say in charge of his legacy. He's still living, but I think she really wants this to be Dick Miller's time to shine.
Yeah.
And I think she really wants to work on getting some of those screenplays produced. Mm-hmm. At least she was vocal about that in the Q&A as well. Yeah, I like this a lot. We screened a biopic about a year ago about another character actor, Harry Dean Stanton, and this is a completely different,
Absolutely.
take on a biopic.
This is what I wanted out of Harry Dean, partly fiction, Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah.
That guy Dick Miller. This is the kind of documentary I wanted. The Harry Dean Stanton one, I was not down with.
It was pretty esoteric
and
and a little strange in different ways. But I loved, the amount of clips they assembled for this film.
Yeah.
And it was just, this is a nice documentary.
Yeah, I loved it. It was the first film we saw at South by, and it was the first film screened this year at South by, and I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun at it.
Same here.
Yeah.
A Place for Film is recorded at WFIU Studios in Bloomington, Indiana.